You're listening to The Audacity Effect, where bold moves, real talk, and zero permission slips are just how we do things.
We're Jenna and Kelly, two corporate pros building bigger lives on our terms and helping you do the same.
Whether you're launching something new or burning down what no longer fits,
we've got stories, strategies, and sarcasm to match. Let's get audacious.
Bold moves, real talk, no permission slips. Gotta give him my all. Nobody's gonna tell me what to do with this. There is no blueprint, just my audacity. Done with permission. My dreams might need a pivot, might need a new scheme. Call it audacity effect.
okay.
Oh, hey, we're doing a thing. This is a very exciting podcast. This episode is.
It's exciting. There's going to be fireworks and
Could be.
a talent show.
Ooh, are you going to sing?
Good. But then we would have less listeners than we have now.
Well, this is very, very exciting because we have one of my dearest friends here with us. Sweet, sweet Dr. Cortha Pringle. I have known Cortha for a very long time. We don't need to talk about that. How long? Okay, that's good.
No, we do need to talk about it because we just talked about how aging is a beautiful thing and it's different phases. And how many phases of life have you known her through?
Look at her doing this. All right. So we have known, I got this. We've known since our oldest children have been in elementary school together. So first grade? I think it was first grade.
Yep. First grade.
First grade. So we've known each other. Kayla is 26, so 20 years. We've known each other for 2 decades now, and that's been pretty incredible. So Cortha is going to be dropping some knowledge. We're going to be walking through some things with her, and she's our first guest. Jenna, we have our first guest.
We should have gotten you a t-shirt.
I know, we should have. We'll get it. Yay.
We lost our podcast guest virginity to Dr. Cortha Pringle.
We did. Yay, Cortha. Thank you.
If I get you that on a t-shirt, would you how on a scale of 1 to 10, how awkward would it be to wear that?
Oh, yeah, you should see her face, you guys.
That was a 10.
That was a 10. Okay.
Well, it's to make sure that you guys officially know how awesome a Dr. Did you just say it Pringle, right?
I'm Dr. Cortha.
She's Dr. Cortha.
Sorry. How awesome Dr. Cortha is. We're going to read the official bio, and she's probably going to blush. So we're just going to tell her to never. Don't even look over here.
Don't even look at it.
Dr. Cortha is the owner and center director of the Kumon Math and Reading Center of Virginia Beach, Red Mill. Originally from South Georgia, she now calls Hampton Roads home, and she just gave me spirit fingers, which I love, with her husband, a retired naval officer. She's a proud mom of 2 adult sons and is currently learning how to navigate her new role as a mom of adult children. We're a pain. Being present while also learning to let go. Cortha earned her bachelor's and master's degrees from Florida State University, where she proudly marched with the world-renowned marching chiefs. She just did a marching motion.
Yeah, y'all
Imagine a baton in the hand. Lost my place. Here we go. She later earned a doctorate in strategic leadership from Regent University, specializing in leadership development for young learners. Since opening her Kumon Center in 2019 and being a former Kumon parent, she is passionate about empowering students to become confident, independent learners who embrace their learning potential to become leaders who don't just accept differences, but celebrate them, while knowing that embracing unique perspectives is what drives true growth and positive change. She is deeply connected to the Hampton Roads community and actively participates in local organizations. When her schedule permits, you will find Cortha singing in her church choir on Sundays. Oh my God, we're really going to sing. Okay. A reflection of her lifelong love for music. Her mission is simple: to empower students and families to thrive through education and personal growth.
Welcome, Dr. Cortha. That was so good.
Is that me?
That is you.
It's fun when you hear somebody else read about it and you're like, oh, what are we talking about?
Did you do a little shake there? That's you.
You did the marching band, Dan.
Yes. So we are honored to have you here. So thank you so much for being our first guest. Are you excited?
I am.
Are you nervous?
Yes, I am.
It's fine. Prosecco helps.
Yes, it does.
And there's
Thank
none in
you.
prison.
No, there's
Man
no
outside
Prosecco.
that's
in
talking to
prison.
the police should remember that.
Yeah, remember that one. Okay, so we'll just jump in and you just talk a little bit. So how did you get to Dr. Cortha? Like, what were you doing? I don't even remember. Like, what was your job beforehand? Before
I
Dr.
worked
Cortha?
for Naval Postgraduate School in Monterey, California. I actually, when I met you, I was a teleworker. I worked in contracting, wrote contracts for Naval Postgraduate School, primarily the departments of engineering and the space program
Wow.
at Naval Postgraduate School. So wrote contracts, bought stuff. I spent the government's money. I did
Lovely.
not buy the $500 hammer.
Are you sure?
I'm
Wait,
very
what?
positive.
I don't know about the $500 hammer.
No, I didn't.
No, but I don't know. Is that
what
like a
is it?
thing that
Is-
one would know?
Oh, so in the contracting world, in government contracting world,
Uh-huh.
there's always this joke about, people buy $500 hammers.
Oh, because they could just
And
expense it?
You buy little things for a super big price.
Okay.
And that was not my mindset. My mindset was I'm spending taxpayers' money,
So
and I'm going to spend it like it's my own money. I'm going to be very
nice.
mindful of how I spend it.
What a
Okay.
crazy thought. Someone that works with government that's responsible and has
Wow.
integrity.
But I don't work there anymore.
Okay. And so from there,
We had moved here to the Hampton Roads area.
uh-huh.
I told my dad before he left us almost 23 years ago
Mm-hmm.
that one day he was like, I want you to get your doctorate. I want you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I will. Because my dad he had his doctorate. So it was kind of like, well, you got to do it too.
Right.
And it was something I wanted to do. People asked me. And once I started the program, folks asked, what was I going to do with it? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. What now?
I want it.
Yeah.
This is something that I want. And I did it. And then it was like, okay, what are you going to do with it?
Just be called Dr. Cortha.
Yeah.
So you could just
Put
walk
that on
around
my
like
Starbucks
that.
mug.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who is this? It's Dr.
Doc.
You forgot the DR.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's me. And so, yeah. And then my boys were in Kumon, and their Kumon instructor had said to me, you would be the most amazing Kumon instructor. And I laughed at her. I'm like, what? Me? No. And just life happened, circumstances happened. I wasn't happy anymore in my job.
Mm-hmm.
There was no joy there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, let's try this.
Yeah.
And we looked at our finances and we could afford it.
Yep.
And it was like, let's do this. And I did. And so I opened up my center in 2019 on April Fool's Day.
Look at you.
So you didn't even say, like, let me go instruct at one of these things. You were like, nah, screw it. I'm going to go and just open one. Or is that how you have to, like, how do they work?
So
I don't know anything
it's a
about it.
franchise.
Uh-huh.
So basically I said, yes, I'm interested. I went through this whole training, and it took about a year of training.
It was a lot.
Wow.
It was and I was still working. I was still working full time, had the kids, and I was working and just doing all the things and doing all the training. And there was trainings in Atlanta. There was several trainings in New Jersey that I went up for, because that's where Kumon North America is like
Mm-hmm.
its home base.
Okay.
And so I was there. So just did all the training. That took about a year. And then I realized that, I was getting ready to open, and I was still trying to work. And it was just really, really hard trying to work and maintain the house and trying to open up the center. And that was, I think, probably one of the scariest moments, when I looked at my husband. I'm like, I can't work anymore. I know we're not open. We're not going to open till like 2 or 3 months from now, but I can't. I'm not doing my job effectively. I'm not doing life effectively.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, let's do this. And so I quit my job.
How'd
I
that
quit
feel?
and I strategically planned it because I teleworked anyway.
Yes.
So it's not like I had to go into the office, but I planned that my last day would be the first day back from after the winter break.
Oh, smart.
So it was January the 4th,
Yeah.
and that was my last day. That was a Friday, and that was my last day of work, and I did it.
You did it.
So yeah, that's how, and that's.
Did it feel scary when you decided to quit the job before the other thing was?
Oh yeah.
Because was the goal, okay, I'll do the job and then I'll start this, and then when this is profitable and I feel safe and secure with that, then I'll quit. That's how I would want to think of it anyway.
Yeah.
That was definitely that was the plan.
Yeah.
And I realized that I couldn't do it anymore. And getting my husband on board with that one was, ooh, that was he was like, but, and I know, I'm like, but I can't, I'm not doing well at any of these things. And I need to focus. If I'm going to do this, I need to have all of my energy focused there and not worrying about whether I bought a plug or a hammer or something, for somebody. And so, yeah, that's what I did. So, yeah, super scary, but we did. We persevered.
You did. And so do you feel that you had to, was there an identity tied to your, role previously before Kumon? Did you have something, were you identified by that role in any way? Or did you always know that just wasn't going to be your place?
That was just something that my husband was in the military. And whenever, and being a military spouse, when you move a lot, you don't always get an opportunity to pick your perfect job.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you get a job just because, hey, it helps bring. I was one of those, I know a lot of military spouses that don't work, but I've always worked. And I needed to do that just for me, to feel like I was not only just contributing, but also I needed a life outside of just my kids in the house.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just a job.
It's so funny when I think about it, I really had no idea what your job was before Kumon, which is crazy because you've only been doing Kumon. This is 6 years. I have no recollection of what that job was beforehand.
That should let you know that it wasn't that. It was a job.
It was just a job. So when you started your Kumon Center, or just even this journey, getting your PhD and all of it that came with it, did you have an idea of, I know that I'm successful when...
I love working with kids. I worked with kids,
forever
in different aspects.
Yeah.
And most jobs that I found when we moved, they were working with kids. When I got married, I was working at a small 2-year college as I have 3 or 4 jobs. I was a dorm mom.
Oh.
So the RD, I was that, but I was in charge of student events and activities board, and so I planned homecoming, family weekend, all that kind of stuff. And so I worked with college age kids. And then when we moved to Connecticut, I worked with an organization. They were called Regional Educational Service Centers, and they worked with school districts. And I worked with their school to career initiative. So helping kids find out what their future is. And then when we moved to the DC area, I worked at a charter school and I helped our kids find jobs.
Yeah.
And so I did kind of like that career thing. And so we found internships for the kids. So working with kids and just being involved with children has always been a part of my life. And so it was kind of an easy fix for me.
Yeah.
Never imagined that I would be doing what I do now with kids, but it fits.
Yeah.
This is an ad hoc question, but what did it feel like? So you were doing your job, and it sounds like some of your jobs you felt maybe more passionate about, and some of them were, so you had something outside of kids in the house. But then was there a lead up to, or do you think looking back, there were things that sort of brought you to the point where you were ready to say yes to becoming an entrepreneur essentially and doing something that you were not only passionate about, but now it's not just a steady paycheck. Like owning your own business is a big jump from being a teleworker that is ordering expensive hammers or not ordering expensive hammers because you're great with money.
That's right.
Not ordering them or
expensive.
screwdrivers or anything. But so is there anything that you can look back on now and say these were sort of the building blocks to it? And then what did it feel like when you decided to sort of make the jump? Because I think a lot of us, myself included, there's big audacious things that we want to do, but it's scary. And it's like, is this what I should be doing? Or how do I know? And I'm wondering just how it felt. Maybe it felt like, yes, I have this overwhelming sense of purpose and I know. Or maybe it just felt scary as shit and you just were like, I'm just going to go for it because it's my time. Or does that make sense?
That's a
question.
What's interesting is when I was working on my doctorate, that's when the shift happened.
Okay.
My initial focus when I started working on the doctorate, because it was organizational leadership, into leadership development, organizational management. My initial focus was, I work for the federal government. Why not? And I know the plight of military spouses, and I tried my best with where I was working to do my first initial papers were on that kind of focusing on spouses, focusing on how we can do things better in the military for the civilian employees and doing that. I got a lot of pushback from my upper level folks. I would make suggestions. They would ignore them. I would say, hey, you can use this. You don't even have to say my name. This is what this particular person is asking for. I've got a solution here.
Yeah.
They never used it. And it was so defeating. And you felt like, and I'm like, okay. And I have and Kelly knows, I have a very strong relationship with my maker. And so I said, hey, what am I supposed to be doing? Is this not what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
And I was on the school planning council at the elementary school.
Yes, you were.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Wait, did you guys go to PTA together?
Yeah.
I was
Who quit first?
Me.
Oh, trendsetter. That's a story for another time. Okay.
We're not going to talk about that right now.
You broke the circle of trust. I hope it was you that called her and said, are you on vacation? Or wait, where are you?
No, that was Madonna Monahan, but we love her.
Okay. Sorry.
But yeah.
Okay.
No. I was at a school planning council meeting and they were discussing some of this disparities with some of the kids with the SOL, with their reading, with their reading scores. Unfortunately, the kids of color were not doing as well as everybody else. And I was in a room that did not look like me. So just so your audience knows, I'm Black. So I was in a room that didn't look like me. So I didn't want to say something out because I didn't want the perception of like, well, why are you calling that out?
Yeah. Sure.
So afterwards, I went to the reading specialist and I said, what is this about? What are we going to do about this? And I could tell she felt a little, and she called over the principal and she's like, and I said the same thing to her and they both looked and I said, how can I help?
Yeah.
And when I said that, they both went, you could see their bodies just relax.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like I'm pointing my finger saying, what are you doing wrong? It was, hey, I want to be a part of the solution. And so they were
that's like a mic drop moment.
Yeah,
because I think so many of us, I mean, I'm guilty of this too. That's wrong. And I can't believe that's happening.
Sure.
And why is no one receptive? And sometimes people are just buttholes and that's why they're not receptive.
Sometimes
but for you to walk into a space and say, hey, I see this problem. How can I contribute to the solution? Like, that's really, really powerful. Not only because it brought down the defenses of the people that you are approaching. And so now they're willing to hear your ideas and work with you, but you're also coming to contribute. And not just be like, I don't think that, like, that's,
Yeah,
I
that's
love
so
it.
great.
That's
It's
so,
beautiful.
I hope everyone just write that down in
Yes.
your little notebook.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that's what I did. And so we sat down and we brainstormed. And in fact, now that particular reading specialist, she sends once I open Kumon, she sends students to me.
Oh, that's
Aw.
wonderful.
She's like, I know the perfect person for you.
Mhm.
And so I think I didn't realize it at the time, but that was the pivot moment
Mhm.
Yeah, I love it.
that it was like, well, you know what? I need to focus here. And I started working with a couple of kids and it was amazing.
Yes. That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I shared about,
Yeah.
it was so, and I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked the principal, I said, hey, I'm working on my doctorate. Can I do, this? She was like, oh, yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
And so it was like,
Baby Jesus and Mary and God, please.
Please do.
and I'm like, oh,
Oh no, they said I could do it. Now I have to do it.
but no, it was such an empowering moment
Yeah.
because on my job that I was doing from 9 to 5,
Yeah.
there you
they
go.
had not even acknowledged that I brought
Wow.
this to the table.
Sure.
So it was that moment of you feel like you're less than.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am in a situation that doesn't look like the normal place where you would feel empowered
Mm-hmm.
at an elementary school. And that's where the shift started with me working with a focus on kids. And I was like, you know what? And I remember talking to my major professor, God bless him. He left us a few years ago, and I shared with him, he was like, Cortha, you sound so passionate.
Yeah.
And
Even just like
Yeah.
right
Just
now,
right now. Yeah. I was
cover
like,
your arm
yeah.
and then with your face
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
so he
light
was
up
like,
from
let's
that.
do it. Let's do it. And
Yeah.
so that's,
So cool. So did you develop like a reading program, like enhancements to help the reading scores, or like?
well, what I did, I primarily worked with about 2 or 3 kids.
Uh-huh.
And although I may not have made a big difference in the big numbers, I know I made a difference in those kids' lives.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that was the important piece.
Yeah.
So basically just work with them on phonics and work with them because my kid was going through Kumon. So I knew some of the things that that they had done there. And phonics base was just so important I think, for reading and getting them there and helping them with that.
So to recap, you felt unempowered and unlistened to in your space. And so instead of just saying, oh, no one cares about my feelings or my thoughts, you went and found another outlet
Yeah.
that did connect with not only what you're passionate about, but was receptive. And then that is what sort of spawned this future career trajectory that you're now on that's obviously very successful. And you're able to, that's really cool. I love it.
Thank you.
So I have the question for you. Yeah.
Oh.
So, because you've supported so many in their journeys, what have you learned about showing up for yourself in all of this?
I thought she was going to ask you who your favorite kid was. But that was fine.
You cannot ask that. You cannot ask that
question.
I know, but she was looking a little like, smile.
See, Kelly knows she's wrong for asking that question. But I love
should ask
her.
the favorite kid one.
I did.
That one might have been better.
Yeah.
I'll beat you up later.
Okay.
That's one I'm still figuring out.
Mhm.
I have a hard time saying no.
Mhm.
And one of the pieces, I think, it comes from being that eldest daughter thing. And in fact, I came across this whole thing a couple of weeks ago about the eldest daughter syndrome.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
It's real.
It's so real.
oh,
We're all eldest daughters.
yes. I'm
Yep.
sitting here going, that's me.
Yeah.
And, you grow up with the expectation that you have to set the example. You have to be the best. You have to, you can't
Yeah.
make any mistake.
No mistakes allowed. Setting the example.
Be the
You're
best,
setting
do
the
the
like,
best.
Yes.
yes, you've got it. No. Oh,
Yep.
really? Oh, no. And then almost to a point at some point, you almost feel like a third parent,
Yes.
because there's mama, daddy, and then and with me, my family situation was very interesting. My parents have 3 children. I am 8 years older than my middle brother.
Mm.
I am 17 years older than my younger brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all are same parent, same mom and dad, same mom. People would ask that question. And the joke was in my hometown that if you had all three of the Macmillan kids, it was time for you to retire. So, yeah. And especially with my younger brother, I was, people thought I was his mom.
Yep. Sure.
And so there's that
Yep.
expectation of just always being, you can't make mistakes. And then when you do make mistakes, because life happens, you're
Mhm.
going to make mistakes. You feel like you've let everybody down.
Sure.
And the pressure of that. So it's a lot of times you don't even consider yourself.
Mhm.
For me, it's like, oh, I'll deal with me later. Not now.
Mhm.
So that's been a hard one. I'm still, trying to break that habit. And then I think the other piece is that when you disappoint folks, you feel like you've disappointed them, or they're going to leave you out.
Mm.
They're not going to invite you to the party anymore
Mhm.
if
They're
you
not
say
going to
no.
love you. The only reason that
Yes.
you're there is to do the thing. And if you don't do the
Yes.
thing, they don't even need you there.
They don't
want
need you. You want to make sure they need
Yeah.
you.
Right.
Yeah.
And so now you're not there anymore. So
Mhm.
I'm still working on that one. I'm a work in progress on that one.
Mhm.
But what I am learning is that showing up for myself means giving myself permission to not always carry everything.
Say it again,
Cortha.
please.
That's so good.
For me, if for nobody
Yes,
else.
for me. Please go.
So what I'm learning is that showing up for myself means giving myself permission to not to always have to carry everything. And it's uncomfortable.
Mm.
And I'm realizing that saying no doesn't make me less dependable. It actually makes me more balanced. And when I make space for myself, I actually have more to give to others in a
Mhm.
healthier, more authentic way.
Yeah. How do you think, I know your family, so how do you think they have helped you with this? Because I know you and your family are so very close. You and your husband and your boys, like how have they helped you with this?
My husband and my boys are my biggest cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And I'm very, my husband and I have been married almost 26 years now.
Yay.
And just my husband he very rarely tells me no.
Mm-hmm.
If I say, hey, I want to do this, or hey, I'm thinking about, he's willing to do that.
Mhm.
He's like, okay, what do you need?
Mm-hmm.
Or, I had a situation this past few weeks where I had a homeless guy kind of showing up at my building.
Mm-hmm.
My husband, I'm coming there. I'm going to sit there. I'm like, what are you going to do? I'm just going to sit there. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, here's my protector coming. But
Put your horse out back.
yes, riding up on his horse.
Yes.
Watch the sword. Don't hurt the family
me,
jewels
excuse
when you
me.
dismount.
That armor's too big.
And so and my boys, they are supportive. My oldest he's working in his first real job.
Mhm.
And we talk once a week, and he's like, whenever I'm doing something, he goes, oh, that really sounds cool. Oh, and then what's great about him is 2 or 3 weeks later, he'll say, so you were working on that thing. How's it going?
Oh, that's so wonderful.
And so, yeah, I do. I am so super blessed to have that
Mhm.
support system.
Mm-hmm. So you have always, like in your life, been able to pivot and work your way through the next thing without a lot of, not necessarily pushback internally, but without a lot of strife. Like you're just decided to go forward and you did, and you changed and you did, and life happens and you changed. Like, what would you want our listeners just to know about being able to make those big pivots and changes, like pivoting with purpose, especially when you don't know what's coming next and you're just hanging out there and here comes life changing things
The
for
second
you.
PWP that we have: petty with purpose,
Petty with purpose
and pivot with purpose.
with purpose. Thank you very much.
So, pivoting. What's interesting that you say that? My husband and I renewed our vows in December. or last December.
Mm-hmm.
And our minister, he's a minister. He grew up in our church, but now he's doing major, amazing things. He's got his PhD, and he's just doing all these really cool things.
That's awesome.
And he's said that our names. He said that he focused on what our names mean. And I'm like, my name, how are you going to find Cortha?
Yeah.
My name is, you're not going to find that name anyway.
It's not on a key ring.
I was gonna say, my name is never on the keychain, Dr. Cortha. I always looked. It was Jennifer, Jenny. And I'm like, I just want my name.
I know. It's
on the
like,
keychain.
remember those little,
those magnets
Yeah.
and those nameplates. Yeah.
Jenna's not even, nope. No,
Nobody ever thought about a Cortha.
No.
But he said that my
Sorry,
name meant
Cortha.
to pivot.
Wow.
And I was like, he said, well, he looked at the
I was
chord.
gonna say, did he make it up? I mean, I like it if he did. But.
Making this up. but he said that, and it was such, I was like, wow, that's what my name meant. So I thought it was interesting. So what I'm learning about pivoting with purpose is that it can't be doing what other people expect. It has to be about what I need.
Yes.
And it goes back to, how I used to define success and how I define it now. But in the middle of that, what always creeps up, and that pivoting with purpose, is that imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
It always tries to creep in, and you feel that whole less than, or they're going to figure out that she don't know all she thinks she know.
Yep.
And so that's always there. It's that, how you got the little, got the angel and the devil on your shoulders, and that Mr. Imposter sitting there, girl, you you're not all that. And I'm like,
what a jerk.
I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
No, leave me alone.
Let me live.
But dealing with that. But I just finished a book earlier this year that's called Know What You're For. And I'm going to give it, the author's name's Jeff Henderson.
Okay.
And for me, he asked two questions. Well, there were two questions that he starts out with. It says, what are we known for? And then, what do we want to be known for?
Ooh.
And then, what do people know us for?
Oh.
And so, that was heavy.
Yeah.
And for me, what I got from all of that is when those answers align, that's when I'm walking in my calling. That's when I'm walking in my purpose. So for me, pivoting with purpose means checking myself against those two questions and making sure my choices line up. And that's where I find my direction and my courage to make moves that might surprise others, but feels right just for me.
Do you struggle with the feels right just for me and this makes no sense to anyone else? Is that ever a struggle for you?
All day long. Because you feel like that, like I said, that imposter syndrome, I'm never enough, or, I'm not going to be, for example, this week, mentally, I'm just going to be honest with y'all, I had to mentally prepare for this.
We're a lot. I get it.
We are a lot.
No. It wasn't.
Actually, it's Kelly. It's just
Well, just so you guys know, in the mornings when I come into what I do, I've been listening to you guys' podcast.
I know you.
And so my staff members come in, and I can't remember. I think it was the second episode. One of she's like, "Oh my God, that's so good!" So yeah. So just so you know, you got some Gen Z followers out there.
Thank you.
That actually listen.
It's not skinny.
Yeah, no.
That are actually
Yum.
the young people listening to you.
Oh yeah.
Girls
So.
and boys, use the skincare. She was right. I should have done it earlier.
But that, but that voice, I think, on that shoulder that is telling you, no, you shouldn't do that, or you get from family.
Yes.
When we got ready to open our business, we got more naysayers from our families than we did people like you, Kelly. I think you were one of the first folks that I shared. And I have a couple of besties, and I shared it with them, and they were like, you got this. You're going to do great.
Yeah, it's
Kelly,
amazing.
everybody was like, but then unfortunately, sometimes family members were like, why are you doing that?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think it's just because it makes them feel bad about themselves? I think that's probably where you're going because we have the same look on our face.
Well, that, and also it's like, of all the people,
Yeah, that's true.
and so I know exactly what you mean. When I made a pretty big pivot, and I was an engineer and went into sales and direct selling, and my family was honestly not supportive of it for a very long time until they saw me being successful at it. And it was devastating for me because you just think like, of all people, you should always be on my side because I'm always on yours. And yeah, that feels like that for me, that was the hardest battle, more than doing the big different thing. It was combating that feeling. Did you feel like that?
Yes. And you get the, I can't believe you're going to leave
Yes.
this stable, steady job to go do something that may not work out.
Yes.
And honestly, I think it has a lot to do with how we were brought up.
Yeah,
I'm
culture.
from the Deep South. I'm going to just keep it real.
Please do. This is all we do here.
Yeah. My mom's called. She's like, oh, that was interesting. I love you, Mom.
Unfortunately, Black people feel that you have to stay safe because, and I think we're learning as a generation, especially our younger folks, they're like, forget the stereotypes or forget the past. I'm going to do the thing.
Yeah.
But I think for our parents fought for and our grandparents fought for so much. And so the goal was, you go to college, you get a job so you can take care of your family.
Yes.
That's what we were taught. And then when you decide to do something that's taking a risk,
yes,
it's like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you?
Why would you
do that?
Right. Do that?
And it was, breaking those molds or breaking those, what other people thought was your path.
That internal break.
Yes.
That internal break from the culture of what is expected of me, what I should be doing, what makes more sense. It doesn't matter that the job that I was doing was literally soul sucking and I was crying every day in the parking lot.
And I wasn't, right. Me too.
That didn't matter. You go and find another one like that because that income is guaranteed. And what you're doing now, you have no idea what's going to happen. It was just not acceptable. It didn't feel right to them. And therefore they did not support me in it.
And so for me, it was scary.
Yeah.
That part is scary. I was raised with that failure was not an option.
Can I, because I've had a question that maybe I didn't know was going to make sense, but I have trouble when I do something and if I fail, that's scary. So I don't have some of the same things as you guys, but some I do, and I don't know how to fail. I don't know what I'm supposed to feel like when I fail, and even if it's not failing in actuality, maybe it's just failing by other people's standards and what they think of you. But sometimes you do fail, right? So we're talking about all of the we're talking about all the ways that you freaking killed it and you've made it. But I'm sure there's also been times where you did something that other people thought was not right, and then you quote unquote failed. How did you reframe that or find something out of it that was still good? Because that's where I am right now, trying to practice that. It's really hard. And I'll get there and I'm like, yes. And then I'll be like, but that person thinks I suck and they think I don't know what I'm doing and they think I'm stupid. And I don't. So do you have any help?
So you may have heard the whatever they call it, but fail to fail is the first attempt in learning. For F, first, A, attempt, in learning, L, learning. First attempt in learning. I use that mindset with my kids all the time.
Yeah.
Because they get this new math concept.
Mhm.
And they're like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And I got everything wrong. And then it's like, but now let's figure out how to do it right.
Yeah.
So I grew up, my parents taught me, that failure was not an option.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
Failure is an option because when you fail, you know what not to do again. And that's a hard.
Good.
That's a hard.
Like gives me the heebie-jeebies. I'm like, I know. It's like in there. It's uncomfortable. It makes my skin clammy.
But yeah, now what
Yeah.
not. Okay,
Yeah.
that didn't work the last
Yeah.
time. I don't need to do that again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So now let me figure out another way to do this.
Yeah.
And so I'm learning to take that mindset and one of the things that I thought was what helped me get to that point, I had a boss when I was in Connecticut, and Jean Marie, that was her name. I can't remember her last name, but she was amazing. She was a PhD. She was a brilliant woman.
Mhm.
And I said, oh, I've got this amazing idea. I want to try it with some of the schools. And she was like, okay, do it. And I did it, and it flopped. And then I went back to her, and she's like, yeah, I knew it would.
Jean Marie.
Like,
But she gave you the opportunity.
but I said, well, if you knew I was going to fail, why did you let me do that? She said, because you needed to see it. And she said, now, what are you going to do? I'm like, what? She said, now, how are you going to pivot?
Mhm.
She didn't use the word pivot, but that's what she said. But that's what it was. How are you going to pivot and make this better?
Mhm.
And I was like, oh.
Mhm.
I said, can I get back to you? And she's like, yeah, I'll give you a couple of weeks and we'll talk. And that was by far, when I think of my bosses, when I think of leaders, of the type of leader that I want to be,
Mhm.
I always see her face.
Yeah.
And because she was so empowering, because she also said, I know that you're a military spouse. I know you're only going to be here for 2 years, but I want you to do everything you're possible that you can do. Use this as a resume building time. If you want to try it, try it. I've never had another boss like that.
Mhm.
But she was amazing. And she made me fail. She let me fail.
Mhm.
And I learned from it.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
This is so good. Okay. So, if you could write your own permission slip right now, what would it say? And who else do you think needs to hear it?
Probably me.
And me.
Besides this stuff.
Oh, goodness.
I am allowed to let go. I don't have to carry every expectation or meet everyone's demand. I have permission to choose what I need, to rest without guilt, to grow. Oh, there's more.
You go.
To grow in new directions and to embrace joy without apology. I am enough, just as I am.
Oh, God.
And okay.
I know, you're going to make Saul cry now. Thanks, Saul.
We're not having her back.
I was actually thinking it would be fun if she came back to do one of her question and answer
Okay, yeah, we
live
could
things.
probably
So
do that.
sorry,
Okay,
Cortha.
sorry,
I have to
go
come back.
Oh,
So-
Lord.
Anyways,
Oh, wait a
Okay.
minute.
unless this makes us cry again, then it's off. I take it back.
I think the people who need to hear this are those eldest daughters,
Mhm.
Yep.
parents who are learning to release their kids,
Mhm.
which I'm struggling and trying to work through into adulthood,
Mm.
or anyone who's ever just redefined what success looks like. We're so used to showing up for everybody else that we forget to show up for ourselves. So for me, coming up with this permission slip is a reminder that it's okay to pivot. It's okay to prioritize my own well-being. And it's okay to create space for the relationships and passions that truly matter.
That's really great. Oh, that's really, really good. All right. I'm out of here. All right, audacious ones. We want to hear about your permission slips.
Yep.
So
Well, we all have to write one now, but
now we all have
it's okay.
to
They
write
won't be
one.
as good as Dr. Cortha's, but you can still try because failure is the first step in learning. So you can learn how to write a better one if you try.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, you can.
All right, let's do
is
this.
great.
This is really good. Cortha, thank you so much. I love you dearly. Love you so much. Thank you.
I love you too.
Thank you.
Grateful for our
We're all going to go cry now. Everyone get their tissue. Wait,
Cheers.
Cheers with everybody. All right. We'll talk to you guys.
Later, taters.
It would be audacious of you to do a few quick things for you and for us. First, hit that follow or subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Then, share this with someone who needs a little more audacity in their life. And if you're feeling generous, leave us a review and a 5-star rating. It helps way more than you think. Want more? Head to theaudacityeffect.com for episodes, our favorite things, and merch. And don't be a stranger, come hang out on IG at @the_audacity_effect.